hear the voice of reason.
Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is. No filter. Say the rest for me. In case, and I'm glad you're here with me once again. Trump is hilarious. I always say it and do it. The politics, the current events, and etc. Trump is funny. No, seriously, I want to step aside from that and say that March is National Women's Month. So I don't know what color specifically I could represent y'all. So I threw on the pink. Feel me? I will do that again, I believe, for October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? We got it, fellas. No matter how much we go back and forth, agree to disagree. We need women and women need men. Feel me? We are one. We can become an entity. Through all the debates, all the scenarios, all the topics, the goal here is to bring us together if possible. Of course, I mean worldwide, but as a black man, I gotta keep it a buck. It's for my people. But if the whole world could unite, beautiful. And to go back where I don't want to politically and government-wise, that is a lot to do with why the government is the way it is. We not even focused on unifying as one. That's why when the shit go down with them, they could pull all kind of shit. Like, yo, you people don't even get along amongst each other. But I ain't going to start preaching this early. So we're going to go right in. Hurt a guy and he will not be in another relationship for years. Women be in love 4 months later. Now, I hate to sound selfish, but sometimes I get things from places and I shout them out. I may even put them in the timestamps. But ain't no love coming back really from that angle. So it's not to say I will never shout out anybody, but this is just a post and I'm not going to be the good guy this time. Let's just go with the topic at hand and let's dissect this a little bit. So the thing is, voice of reason here. My perspective is women, most of the time, a lot more often than us, enter relationships, situationships with intent, with good intent, decent intent, right? So I feel based on their approach, it opens them up to get hurt more if they didn't choose wisely or choose correctly. It makes them vulnerable a lot more times, right? Which is very interesting because when it comes to men, most men, not all men, they're not going in with good intent as often. So a lesson, and trust me, when I talk, if you ain't already know, some of these things I can take heed to as well. So you would think that if a woman makes herself vulnerable more often than a man does, which because of emotions and femininity, they should, right? You would think that they would be closed off longer because they keep putting themselves out there. And if it don't work, it can make, and it does for some women. They put themselves out there. It doesn't work numerous times and they could go, fuck it. I'm done. I'm going to be a nigga. Or I'm done. I'm just going to do me, build me, and just have my fun and pick and choose when I want to dibble and dabble. You know what I mean? And that would be fair to an extent. I wouldn't totally write that off as a terrible move. I can't tell you how many times to mend and heal and still give it a chance. I can't tell you how many times to do that, right? So on the flip side for guys, since we play a lot, let's keep it a buck, we should be ready to jump back in, right? Because we know we playing and we know what that means. Like if you do dirt, you get dirty. You know if you bullshit and you're going to get bullshit. So it's funny how it's the other way around. So women put themselves out there, right? Shit don't work countlessly and countlessly over and over and over again, right? They ready to go. They still believe it. It's a hopeless romantic or whatever phrase you want to use. They at it, you know, because I mean, some of that is traditional. Some of that is just being a woman. I can't really break it down precisely because I'm not a woman, but it's amazing, guys. If you really look at that, that alone can remotivate us. Think about that. I know you hear it, you see it, social media wise, even though that's not real, the reality shows, whatever you want to use for entertainment, and you can still take something from it that women get hurt a lot more, I must say. So for them to be like, I still believe in love, that's dope. But I kind of got off the path here. Let's go back though. That's it. So that's the voice of reason, being understanding. Now let's break down the phrase itself. Hurt a guy and he will not be in another relationship for years. Women be in love 4 months later. I don't know why for us, I speak for men, it takes a lot for a guy to say, this is it right here. This is someone that I really, really, really feel could be my better half, and I could stop playing in these streets and lock in, and that be eternity. Comes from different places, why not? We played the field too long. We played with too many people. And we hate to be wrong. We hate to be wrong. And real alpha men hate to give up. Am I on or am I on? Because of those examples right there, because of those mindsets, us putting ourselves out there to us is a huge risk. And I ain't even going to the financial side of it as far as getting married, having kids. We not going to go there. That's his own thing. But if you want to play and add that to the equation, it almost starts to resemble why bother? Almost. The thing is about life, we're a little oxymoron because guys, strong men, alpha men, we will roll the dice with a lot of shit. Where my gamblers at? And I don't mean gamblers in Las Vegas per se and Atlantic City. I mean FanDuel and DraftKings. Where y'all at? We put our bread on that. Where my lotto cats at? Numbers. Pick 3, pick 4, straight box. Where y'all at? We do that, right? Back in the day, just have a clean show here. I'm going to say the phrase back in the day. Any little come up schemes, anything where you know you could double your bread, you'll roll that dice, right? Right. See what men doing on a daily basis? But when it comes to relationship and true love, it's a little hesitant with that rolling of the dice. Why is that, fellas? Again, it stems from playing outside too long, playing too much, and today's women are not having it. They're acting like niggas. They acting like they built for that. And it's frightening because we could go back and forth and y'all do y'all. Women, y'all had enough. Y'all want to have y'all whole phase. Y'all want to have y'all fuck it phase. It's scary because we're not used to seeing you in that light. And biologically, we don't think that's really possible. So we were skeptical prior to that. But the louder that screams, we become more skeptical. We work hard. Most of us have game plans and goals, things we're trying to achieve. And we want a woman, if we decide, to come along for the ride. There's ways where it doesn't favor us because based on the woman, if we get too wrapped up in her, and that shouldn't be a negative, but it kind of sometimes is. We get so wrapped up in y'all, we start to neglect our shit. And that's why the shit becomes stagnant sometimes. There's no real growth outside the relationship itself. And shit get boring, don't it? Shit get dry. Now the woman not as happy no more. She met you. You was ambitious. You was getting to it. Boy, that schedule was crazy, wasn't it? Now y'all settle in. You don't look as ambitious. You still getting things done. It doesn't go cold turkey, but it doesn't look as appealing. That's when men become vulnerable. Indirectly. Not even seeing it. Sometimes you don't even see it. So that's why it'll take him years if he really lock in and it don't work. If he really locked in. You know, some of us are full of shit forever where we ain't had to get hurt. We just ain't locking in. You know what I mean? And that takes years. But the ones who really put in work, it's going to be a minute. So all you impatient women out there, dope as you is, you could be the truth. You could really add value. You could really be of purpose. You could really be the shit. You ain't rushing no hurt guy. You're not applying pressure. You're not going to make a difference. If he ain't ready to lock in, he ain't going to lock in. Now, some would say, just keep it that real and don't even entertain. I said this in another one. Don't even entertain at all. But that's like telling a guy to not breathe for 10 minutes. There's no debate on that. We'll get into that another time. So, yes, expect a hurt guy to take years. Even though the 4 months for women is just, I know, a humorous number. They're just ready to go sooner because that's their, I feel like that's their nature. They're either hopeless romantics, they're relationship type of women, they want to be with someone type of, and that's them. So they're going to pursue. You know, sometimes they'll kick back and have to take a break for sure. They have to reset. There's some women that will take years. But I think the organic, genuine them, they want somebody. Not just anybody. You know, I don't want to try to like blur the lines with the desperate ones out there. I mean, they would like to be in something, you know? That's a good feeling when somebody has your back and you feel real love. I ain't gonna lie, I don't care how hardcore you is. I don't care how hurt you is. The thought of that is dope. Do we do the things to get it? Nah, we don't. We stubborn. We hard-headed. We ignorant. We horny. All these things that distract the fucking real goal at hand sometimes. What the hell? All right? So we good on that. Beautiful women who shoot their shot. Sexual, does that make them good or not? Does that make them good or that good versus non-sexual? All right, let's go. So, fellas, you're already taken aback. Beautiful women shooting shots. Where that at? Now, if you're Chris Brown, I'm just going off the names I heard recently. Chris Brown, Idris Elba, that's enough. Yeah, shots are being shot. But we talking about our regular degulars. So now, on the regular degulars, if a beautiful woman shoots their shot at you, fellas, this is a gift from God. And it's bad, and I feel bad to admit, I feel bad to report that if a beautiful woman shoots their shot, sexual or non-sexual, this is a come up for sure. That's how we thinking at first. So let me break down both sides. The sexual though, in reality, you are excited. It is fucking on and popping. But that won't play long. Not for both parties. You know, you can find a beautiful woman could shoot her shot with a regular guy that's a horn dog, that sex is at the top of his priority list. And I'm not judging at all. And this beautiful woman comes along and shoots a shot sexually. They start getting it in. For him, it'll last longer if you leave it up to him off that, if that's at the top of his list. Guys with substance, structure, goals, alpha energy, that ain't gonna play long. And I'll even defend the women. The beautiful woman who shoots their shot sexually, that was probably a phase. So that's gonna get old for her too. What else do you got to keep that together? Not saying it's impossible, but that question has to be had. What are you gonna do after that? You know what I mean? So if you're able to overcome that part that, when it dies from that, then you have a chance. I don't know how much of a chance, but moral of the story is the sexual angle is not going to play forever. With that being said, so the beautiful women who shoot their shot non-sexual, they still do it in a way that that there's that energy there. You're attractive, obviously, fellas. We could try to think that we're in a world where the looks are becoming to be less and less important. That's bullshit. But the non-sexual approach is the way, fellas, if you're looking for that someone. And that's actually the older you get, the more mature you get. That is the gift from God. A beautiful woman who's shooting their shot genuinely and organically, non-sexually, because I have to admit, fellas, you're not gonna like this. I don't know how long I've liked this that I'm about to say. The sex can be put to the back to an extent, because let's keep it real, fellas. If we putting it down and we have receipts to prove it, when it gets to that, it'll be bomb. Now, what you can't vouch for is her side of that. You're going to show up. You just hope she does. And we always have that debate, and I'm not going to go through it now, about, well, how does a woman not, if she's beautiful and y'all put that to the back and other things are very attractive, the way y'all talk, the way y'all interact. She has substance. She has purpose. She has a vision to follow your vision. And everything is tying. Everything is connecting. How can she drop the ball there? It ain't for me to determine that. But I still say the better scenario here is for her to shoot her shot non-sexually and see what y'all got in common, see what y'all can do. If you're the yin yang, you know what I mean? Because yes, fellas, if you hold it and the woman knows that she holds it, that's why, I think that the crazy thing is, I think women are way more confident sexually than men are, because especially the ones who wants to put that to the back, who don't want to just jump into that. Like they're confident, even if it don't align, their confidence is crazy based on their experiences, based on their own confidence again. So they can put that to the back, because if y'all click on all levels or most levels to check most of those boxes, when that go down, they're saying, I'm making toes curl. So that's why it's easier. And that's crazy, because a man's supposed to have the super duper confidence where they're like, I know. So why do we want that to be first then? Again, I didn't say I love this thinking for a long time, but I've come to that realization that, fellas, we gotta put it at least third. I know men are not putting sex to the back. Sorry, ladies, that'll never happen, almost never. But we gotta refrain from it being first sometimes, because you get clouded. You know what I mean? Because it can't last off that alone. I don't give a fuck who it is, how they dropping it, popping it like it's like they can have platinum pussy. It's just not gonna, you know what I mean? Honestly, unless all you want to do is that for your life. Now that's where the lines get blurred again. If guys just want to get their rocks off, that's it, have a little fun, keep it chucking, then fine. But if you want to finally say, I'm tired, I just want peace, someone that understands, someone that's supportive, and yes, then be super nasty for me. Thank you. Like a whore. A whore in our four walls, not a whore outside. That word does not have to always be looked at negatively. Be my whore. Right, fellas? All right, let's go. You still got to protect yourself and know that things can change in any moment. Love, work, friendship. Work's the easiest, no? Or it's not. So you know you're only good as your last move in almost any company you work for. Unless you work for yourself, you can never really say for sure that that spot is yours till the end. Now, there are city agencies, etc., that you kind of could vouch for the most part, as long as you're not doing no bozo wow shit out there. You know, you're following their guidelines, code of ethics and such, right? But still, I say, you have to always place in your mind, anything could pop. So I think that's the easiest assignment mentally, should be, that your work, how you earn your money, you have to have that in your mind, because you're going to have to bounce back quick to survive. You know what I mean? Friendship. Based on how hard you work and what you got going on, that should be a little simple as well. Because if you see they not checking for you, or you don't really get to be in contact, you see how much time goes by and nobody's reaching out to nobody. I know that they say, yo, life be life, and people got things going on. But that'll kind of play out itself. Because real friendship, I don't give a fuck what you got going on. Both parties. There's a way to interact. There's a way to reach out and still do your check-ins and still show that you're a solid person in that person's corner. So I don't want to hear it. Even if y'all got to get up once a month, somebody's aggressive like, yo, we getting up once a month at minimum to do the check-in, the mental wellness check. So I don't want to hear it. Now, love always be the hardest. You know, that's a toxic statement I'm about to say, but some people self-sabotage on purpose because they know they suck at the protecting of themselves and being able to adapt to the change that if at any moment love dies, they're doomed. That's the mindset. That doesn't really mean it's going to be that. But some are a little weak like that. And I don't say weak to bash you. I've been weak. Fuck it. So if you feel bashed, what the fuck am I? So protect yourself. The love thing, it's no real blueprint. But if you have this strong quality with your work and your friendships, you got to apply it here as well. Because you just never know. I know people will be baffled that based on how these were even built in the first place, how you got that career, how y'all became friends, how y'all fell in love, you'll feel like, well, that was built so strongly or organically. How could you just change in any moment? Just because it's not the norm doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And you still got to prepare yourself. I'm not talking about doing no wild shit like being paranoid in like a strong number. Like your paranoia scale is on 100. No, but it should stay around 30. I don't know, man. Pay attention to the signs, red flags, etc. And that's in all of these examples. Just really pay attention. Sometimes we get so distracted by good energy that we feel that we're feeding that we don't see little bad shit. The little bad shit got to grow into huge bad shit sometimes. Sometimes, you know, a light slap in the sleep, you don't feel that, right? Until they smack the shit out you and you wake up from it. Don't let it get to that extremes. We're not jumping the gun here, but we're not being fucking oblivious either. So that's that on that, right? When women brag too much about what men offer or who hollers. Ladies, that's equivalent to a man leading with money. We don't need to hear this. We know low-hanging fruit, aka 5, 6s, who we feel physically attractive wise. To the dimes, 9, 10s, baddies. We know. We don't need to hear about it. It don't make you look good, to be honest. It's counterproductive. Because you could talk, and that's what they do. They talk about it, but act like nobody matters. I don't care if you Queen of the South. Is that TV show? I don't care. Ain't no way you want to brag this much and you ain't letting nobody rock. And that ain't even that's not even the importance of this. The bottom line is we see you women. We rate you ourselves. So when we get that first glimpse and we size you up, we know the temperature. Even if you don't. As far as suppose guys are not being that aggressive with you as you say, social media, whatever. You still, we got a pretty good roundabout how it go. So ladies, you're welcome. Don't do this. A story here or there, that's a real funny one, weird one. We'll take that for entertainment purposes. But to sit here and talk about this on and on, it's a turnoff. Here's the bad part though. Vice versa, if a man leaves with money, you'll probably dismiss him all the way if you're independent and you're not trying to go that route. The women that will take the bread, the gold diggers as they say, that's bad, right? But he kind of deserve it, don't he? It's easier to say if a man is leading with money and the woman only going to use him for that and don't like him, he deserve it, don't he? Now, you got some women that'll defend us and say, no, he don't. Because then all the fellas is like, he kind of deserve it. That's what they call a simp. So if a woman brags about the men who offer whatever or who hollers, are we wrong to look at you for just sex? Like you bragging, like you got some fire you want to give me? You got that? You trying to give me some? We wrong to approach it like that? Sure, no. Just hold that. Same thing. You can't do that. You can't say good for the guy. I know women. Y'all got your women chats. Girl, he did what? He bought you what? And he ain't even see that thing? He don't even know what it looked like. He ain't even never put a finger there. He don't know what it smell like. He don't know if you Brazilian wax, laser, or hairy. Yeah, I'm being that. I'm going in like that. He don't know none of that. But he bought you what? He's sending you bread for what? And see, that's where we bump heads. Because you see, I'm sitting here joking about it, but the shit is sad. And then on the flip side, if the woman is bragging and bragging and bragging, and the guy she bragging to got resources and got things that he normally do for women if he likes them, but yet he's only offering you sex and that's all you getting, then you get kicked out or excused. I won't say kicked out. He's ordering the lift right away after. It go both ways. If you frown on that, you got to frown on both sides is all I'm saying. That's it. We got to be best friends, balance, mixture. Be silly, be serious. Totally free to be who you are, no mask. These are the ingredients for a healthy relationship. Is it easy? No. Am I the master of it? No. Will you be the master of it? I hope so. So, Fellas, yes, I know. It's a man's world. James Brown. The remake by Beanie Siegel. We got to be tough. We got to be fierce out here. We got to hold it down. We got to look like we know what we're doing. We got to have a game plan. We can't look like a fucking sucker, a simp, pushover. Understand that. Ever. Get your body right. Get your mind right. It's not happening. You ain't pushing me over. But anyway, got a little personal there. When it comes to your partner, we can soften up a little bit. We have to know the times. We have to know the temperatures. There's times to be a little soft. There's times where you got to hold a fort down. There's times, especially as hard as we work, and if your partner works in an almost aggressive environment as you do. And then if you live in this New York, that's most likely the case. Yes, reporting live from New York, Brooklyn all day. Did you hit the notification bell? I'm at the end, and I haven't told you to hit the notification bell, share, comment, like, subscribe. Stop playing with me. You should be locked in. I'm as consistent as they come. Balance. Balance. Both sides. It's not hard. It's only hard when one person's doing it. Both sides got to have balance. Y'all got to know when y'all can unwind. Y'all got to know when y'all could joke. Y'all got to know when it's time to be serious. Y'all got to know when it's time to lock in, especially through the test, through the devil's ways, through the test, through the devil's ways, when they're trying to try you, when people are trying to try you, when the people around you being negative, when people around you don't want to see you be happy, when people around you are judging, when people around you are trying to bring up old shit to make the other person look crazy, when people are trying to go in because they ain't got shit going on for them, and they will probably never have a fucking inkling of what the fuck y'all got going on. All of that comes, and you gotta be ready. You gotta be strong. You gotta be ready to go to war. It's us against the world. That's the mentality you gotta have. You gotta recognize. Oh, we not going that direction. We not rocking with those people over there. They negative. They toxic. That energy, I feel that. You find your queen, fellas, ladies. You find your king. Ain't no super celebration outside. Two people. Your super celebration is within y'all walls, amongst yourselves. Super celebrate there, because these motherfuckers don't want to see that, and they will try to sabotage it as best as they can. Ain't no cause I'm for sure, meaning you got to meet everybody. I don't got to meet everybody. You don't got to meet everybody, because everybody not going to be for y'all. I don't give a fuck what they title is. Sorry to say. I won't expose nobody specifically. I know people who in relationships that I'm the only person that met them. And they going strong. You see, because my energy is righteous. I ain't always solid. I got isolation. I got hurt. I got healing to do. But I don't wish nobody no ill shit. Anybody could bring anybody around me, and they know that shit good. I could brag about that. Know that. For sure. I'm solid like that. There's my shit I need to work on. Let's not get it twisted. But I'm mostly solid. And that's the people that should come around your happiness. If you choose to let anyone come around it. It's so sus out there. I don't need you to bring nobody around your happiness, your safe space, your peace, your queen, your king. Y'all celebrate that. Y'all do y'all. You hear me? Motherfuckers don't want to see you do good, man. You don't understand, man. They don't like that. Something they've been trying for decades, you did in 2 months. Oh, that's too soon. How do you know that quickly? I could keep going, man. I'm already past the time. Y'all don't understand, man. There's no real love out here. If you acquire one, that may be all you need. Ain't no everybody love me shit. I want everybody to feel me, feel my music though, feel this stage, feel this platform, I mean. But you ain't gotta feel me. You ain't gotta like me. I'ma do me regardless. I'll leave you with a Jay-Z quote. Can't remember the song. Might put in the timestamps. Oh, it's Drake and Jay-Z, Pound Cake. Or is it Light It Up? He said it ain't many of us. I told you less is more, nigga. It's plenty of us. Until the next time, you know my 3 P's. Stay positive, stay progressive, and stay pushing.